Hello, friends. It is Friday night, and so I am here writing, and I would love to invite you to join me. I'm Sarah Ray Werner. I am a writer and creator and podcaster and some other things as well. And I host these write alongs every Wednesday and Friday evening from 7 to 9 p.m. Central. Hello, and we have folks showing up and I am so excited to see you. The Sadder Salad is here. Hello, Carmen is here. Hello. Welcome, friends. I'm so glad to see you. JC Henry is here. Hello. Welcome. Tiffany is here and says, fun times on a Friday night. You know it. We're sitting on the floor. We are going to be doing some writing. I've got my notebook here. Jimmy is here. Yes, 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 yes. The bomb diggity. Yes, as I am well known. Welcome, Jimmy. Saturday morning there. Oh my gosh, Australia? Wow. Well, good morning. Ah, good morning. Wow. I'm so excited. I love it when we have an international crowd. Yes, yes. It is 7 p.m. ish here, and so normally I would have coffee. Right now I have tea just so I can sleep later. Let me know if you're up for it. Let me know what you are drinking tonight in the comments. Hopefully, one of those things is water. Staying hydrated is important for every creator, even you. Yes, you. Uh, I'm a little, I don't know, tired tonight. I had a appointment at the spine clinic uh, just a few hours ago, and they kind of went over my MRI results, and I got to see my herniated disc in person, live and unfiltered, and my compressed nerve root. And so, yeah, next step is I'm getting spine injections. So, wish me luck. Yeah, I'm terrified of needles, but also I'm like really done with this pain. So I'm gonna be okay with needles uh for a while. So my next one is next Thursday, I think. So we'll see how I'm feeling on Friday. If I'm able to do a live stream, I'm gonna plan on it for now, but I'll let you know through some sort of social media or what have you. Yeah, if we need to just pause for that day. So yeah, what are folks working on? How has this week been creatively for you? I'm gonna shift some things around here while we chat. Just ignore all this. I just have to have room for my legs here. Just 1 second. Yes. Oh, Jimmy says the compressed nerve root was the much less popular sequel to the Very Hungry Caterpillar. Well, I know which one I would prefer. Although, I don't know if my plants would really enjoy Very Hungry Caterpillars that much, but I would enjoy not having spine pain. So, potato, potato. That's not the correct use of that phrase, but uh oh no, caterpillars have been eating all of your basil. Oh, I'm wondering in Australia, do they say basil like they do in the UK? I don't. Melissa is here. Hello. Oh, thank you. Thank you. JC Henry says, good luck. That sounds intense. Tiffany says, good luck and heal well. Thank you. And Melissa says, we'll be thinking of you. Thank you all so much. Oh, JC Henry making a vanilla coffee is an excellent choice. I'm just having I'm having some tea that I got in Wales. Lest that make me sound like a well-traveled person. Um I'm not. I've been to like 3 places outside of the United States in my entire life. Two of them were Jamaica uh for some work that I was doing, and then the vacation that Tim and I took to Wales that we also were there for a writing retreat on. I came back with some tea and I love it. And so I treat myself to some Welsh tea with sorry, there's some loud traffic going by. With some proper demerara sugar cubes and a splash of milk. So, yes. I was learning Welsh for several months, probably for about 8 or 9 months after I got back from Wales. And I've just completely forgotten all of it, except I know that a cup of tea is paned. So, oh my gosh. Jimmy, you're on a roll tonight. You from Wales. That was a look. Ugh. I hope you enjoyed the look. Tiffany says, I've been busy adulting this week, so no writing happened this week. I feel that. But a spa day, ooh, and dinner with a friend did happen. That sounds great. Hoping to get some intense writing done this weekend. That, yes, that sounds really nice. That sounds really nice and necessary. And the older I get, the more I realize how much life is life and adulting is adulting. And it just gets in the way of all the cool stuff we want to do. Ugh. So I I'm trying to think. I got up early. I had a couple of appointments today. So I got up early and I went to one thing. And so I really haven't gotten a chance yet to do the writing for the day, the writing for the day that I wanted to do. So so I'm also after a day of adulting ready. BA is here. Hello, good evening. Good whatever time of day it is for you, wonderful writer and creator. Yes, adulting is a scam, tell the children, says Tiffany. I mean, it really is. It really is. This is not what I purchased, so this is not what I signed up for. 7 p.m. there. Yes, excellent. Yeah, it's about the same here. Again, I know those of you who are in uh the western side of the United States are maybe stuck in traffic or still at work. So I'm sorry that this time doesn't line up so great for you. But yeah, fantastic. Yes. Ugh. So we're here. It's Friday. I've got tea. You have various things. Hopefully, one of which is water. My tea is from the country of Wales, not the large swimming mammal whales. I wanted to clarify that in case anybody is kind of a little out of it today, but it is very delicious. Oh yeah. I think I'm going to start off this evening doing just even catching up on my journaling for the day, which I have not done. Um, if there's anything in particular that you're working on or that you would like encouragement on, let us know. Um, Basically, how this works is I say a lot. No. Basically, how this works is I'm going to, in a few minutes, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, and the chat will disappear from the screen, but it will remain in Twitch and or YouTube, wherever you are accessing the chat, so that you can continue to post and have thoughts. If you want to express those thoughts, you are welcome to. Um, what else do I say? Oh, that's right. I mute myself so that you don't hear me like, scribbling and scratching and typing and sneezing and all the other things that we do when we're alive or more or less alive. Yeah. And we'll go about an hour and a half. So we'll go from it'll be probably about 7:15ish here in the Midwest through 8:45 p.m. Central. and then we'll come back and talk about how it went or how it didn't go, or if you had any struggles along the way that you want to talk about and work through. We're happy to do that. Oh, oh, do I prefer tea from Wales or oh my gosh. Everybody is like everybody's on the I have to think of a cute name for it. The pun boat, the pun train, the pontoon. That's a kind of a boat. I don't know. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll workshop it. Yes. Old and busted horn of summoning. New hotness. Tealess whale song of summoning. I like that. I like that. Maybe I'll have some gentle whale sounds for us to come back to if I can figure out how to get them into OBS. BA says I like pontoon. Okay. We'll stick with that just for now. Oh, agreed, agreed. Agreed. Okay. Welcome aboard the pontoon. Oh, it's gonna be one of those nights, isn't it? It's gonna be one of these nights. That's fine. That's fine. That's cool. We're fine with it. Oh. Well, shall we dive into it? I've got my tea, I've got a wall of books, I've got the floor that I'm sitting on, and I've got a notebook, and I am super excited to be here with you this evening. Again, if anything comes up, just put it in the chat and we can chat about it either via chat in the moment or when we come back at 8:45 p.m. Central. But yeah, I also always like to point out that if you are not in a good creative space this evening, if it is a Friday night or Saturday morning and you are just not in a good place, I understand. I think everyone in this chat understands. And if you want to use this time to recuperate, to regenerate, to heal, to refill your well after a long week of stress and adulting and all things unfun, then this is a great time to do that. We've had folks in this chat play video games during this time. We've had folks knitting and cooking dinner and doing all sorts of things, but it all counts as creative, in my opinion. And if you are not actively producing something, then your brain is chewing on something that will later come out as creativity. Excellent. Carmen says, I'll be knitting. Perfect. Perfect. I love it. I should get back to my knitting. I'm one of those people that like I have one row left on this little lap blanket I made. And I left that one row like 3 years ago. So one day I'll finish it. I don't know if I'm just scared of finishing the project or if I'm nervous to block it or whatever. But Carmen says eventually I might get to writing. We'll see. Jimmy says, I'll be scheming away to con some dolphins out of their coffee. Dolphin coffee. Oh, I don't even know. I don't even know. These poor dolphins. Oh, and JC Henry says, I'm at the end of the scene. I know you've been working on that pretty steadily for the past several sessions. So that's really exciting, getting to the end of that scene. Jimmy, I'm very interested to see how you're going to con the dolphins out of their coffees. So I hope that I'm not going to pressure you, but if it happens to come out in like limerick form or something, I don't know. That would be fine. All right, friends. It is 1:15. I am going to mute myself and I was going to say give you the spotlight, but you have to have your own individual spotlights where you are. I hope that's okay. And a lot of you probably don't want to be on camera, which is very okay. So, uh, shine your own spotlight on your paper, on your laptop, where it is. Oh my gosh. It begins with a homemade dolphin coffee inspector badge. Yeah, I like that. Ooh, more reading for you. Great. BA, that sounds great. Reading for me, either reading or watching a really good movie is for me one of my favorite ways to recharge my creativity. Oh, Tiffany. Oh, that's awesome. Tiffany says, I just started working with a career coach. So I might go through the workbooks she sent me. Heck yes. Tania, hi. Tania says late to the party as usual, but I made it. I don't care. There's no late. There's just be here when you need to be here, and we are all good. I am just glad to see you. I'm glad that all of you are here. Um, yes, I think I'm ready to start. Ooh. BA says, I wish I had this urge to read back in college. I used to hate it, but now it's my number one activity to do at home. You know, not to go off on a tangent, but also, I remember shortly after college, I was super burned out on writing, or well, writing and reading. Yeah, I wasn't writing then either. And it's just lately I've been finding so much peace and solace in reading and writing, I guess. But it's that reading that's something that took a long time to come back, or maybe I took a long time to come back to it. But boy, yeah, that college really burned me out on finding enjoyment in reading and writing, I guess. I think for me those two are just connected. GCat is here. Hello, welcome. We are just about to jump in, so I'm going to go ahead and put our little writing time thing here. As I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself while we are in creative time. It sounds so structured, doesn't it? But yeah, I encourage you to use this time in a way that is meaningful or refreshing or both for you, if that is reading, if that is writing, knitting, making dinner, going through your new business coach's worksheets. I think that sounds really fun and exciting, but I'm kind of a nerd like that. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and we will get going. You ready? All right, here we go. Welcome back. I invite you to way back to us in the chat. I would love to hear how your creative session went or didn't go. And if you are in a place where you're in a good flow right now, then by all means, get back to it or stay in your flow. But if you'd like to come back and let us know how you're doing, I would love to hear it. And I'm sure everyone else would too. Saw a few folks pop in. Anne is here. Hello. It's wonderful to see you. Numberless Dreams is here. Hello. Fantastic to see all of you. I ended up not getting done what I thought I would get done. I did a bit of journaling and then I some emails that I had to respond to, and then my dad called. So that was one of those unexpected things that unexpectedly happen. So yeah. Nice. Tiffany says, I somehow managed to be productive while watching Say Yes to the Dress. That is wonderful. Like, if you get to enjoy something and also like knock off some productivity things, that sounds wonderful. That sounds really great. Oh, great. Carmen says, I ended up working on art. I'm proud of it. I love that. I'm wondering, like, we should do like, I don't know if anyone would be interested in this, but like visual component of like, hey, when you're done, if you like knitted something or worked on some art, if you want to like show that. I don't know what that would look like or how I would integrate that into these streams, but either way, that sounds wonderful and exciting, and I'm so glad you did that. Fantastic. I finished my tea, and so I just reached to take a sip, and I was like, oh, it's empty. But you know what? I also have water. So take a sip if you are so inclined. A hydrated artist is a hydrated artist. You can quote me on that. Oh, wonderful. Tania says, deep cleansing breath. I started cleaning and clearing up my sewing area and tending to some overdue calendar work and watching Ted Lasso. That is wonderful. I like tonight's trend of just getting some stuff done and then also like enjoying yourself and refilling your well. That sounds wonderful. And I keep hearing good things about Ted Lasso, and I have not yet seen it. I hear that, and then I hear Severance keeps getting recommended to me, and I think both of those are on Apple Plus. So, yes. One day when I try Apple Plus, I'm just gonna have to like binge all of that. Fantastic. Numberless Dream says I'm crocheting and watching Mystery Science Theater 3000 on YouTube. Literally perfect. This sounds amazing. I should have like watched something or had something going in the background. Tania says I have school age kids and May Semper was brutal last month. It's been wonderful getting my brain back. Oh my gosh, I bet. Ugh. Yeah, May Semper. I like that. Yes. Oh, they're coming back with another season of Ted Lasso, Tiffany says. Man, I have so many things. Like I'm friends with a lot of people. Okay, that sounds like really boastful, but like the people with whom I am friends like to recommend books and movies and TV shows, and while I love getting recommendations, my lists are so long. Oh, they're so long. But Ted Lasso and Severance keep getting recommended to me. And yet, you know, I still find time to watch all of those Mystery Science Theater episodes. I love that so many of them are on YouTube. And I don't know if they're still doing this, but at some point, excuse me, the official MST3K channel was doing this like ongoing marathon where you could just tune in to a live stream that never stopped of Mystery Science Theater episodes. So, so those exist. Oh, you can't hear me. Can other people hear me? JC Henry says, I'll be reading for the rest of the weekend. I'm in a comic era. I love that. Loud and clear on Twitch. Herman says, I can hear you. And I wonder what is going on. JC Henry says, I had heard that too about those shows, but I refuse to get Apple TV. I know, I can't pay for another thing here. I just can't do it. And Shrinking. Tania, I haven't heard of Shrinking, but it's good. All right, people can hear. And I wonder, Valpoke says, yeah, you're good on Twitch. Hello, hello. First time chat. I'm so glad that you're here. Hello. Oh, there are still the MST3K live streams going on. I love that. Oh, and Numberless Dream says I had to unmute you. And says I'm trying to find the unmute button. Okay. Mugi says I got a random ad and I muted it and then had to unmute again. So, yes. I'm with you on muting the ads. There's only so much that one person can take. So, oh, I feel you on that. My gosh. I'm also, I shouldn't even ask this, but if anyone has any book recommendations, I know like JC Henry said, you're in your comic era. I would love to get your recommendations. Book wise, I don't know if it's me. I think maybe I've gotten a little snobby. I think I don't know. I've been trying to read more widely, like read more broadly, and I had some friends recommend some books recently. There were like two or three in a row that I was just like, I cannot get into this. And it's not that I hated it, it's just like, it's not what I'm looking for. And it's really frustrating when you want to read a book that is I don't know, it's like my mind has something in it that it wants, and I don't know how to articulate what that is so that people can give me good recommendations on it. So, you know, first world reader problems. Oh, Tania says Shrinking has Jason Segel and Harrison Ford. Not family friendly. Good to know. Thursday Murder Club books. Oh, I read the first one of those. Thursday Murder Club, because those take place in like a senior living center, right? Is that Thursday Murder Club? I started that one and I think I liked it, but I don't know what would have made me put it down. Maybe I should jump back into that. There is. Numberless Dream says there's going to be a Thursday Murder Club show on Netflix. That sounds awesome. JC Henry says, I don't know what to call it either, but I understand. Yes, Tania says, I firmly believe there is a special timing to books. Oh boy, I feel both of those. I feel that so much. There are some books that like I needed to read when I read them. And I know everybody has a book like this. And then you tell other people about the book because it meant so much to you at the time when you read it. And then the other people who read it are like, why did you recommend this? Like, what is this? And I'm like, no, it was so good and important with where I was at the time. And then it's like, oh, that must be very, very specific to me. Um, I remember I was reading, I think it was Sundial by Catriona Ward. And it's a weird, kind of often gross book, but like I needed to read it when I read it, and I was like crying and emotional at the end, even though it's this like really upsetting, disgusting, horrific book. And I was like, I can't recommend this to anybody. It meant so much to me. I cannot recommend this to anybody I know because it will be very upsetting to them. But it's like I needed to read it at that time. Ooh. Oh, JC Henry says reading DC Green Lantern Far Frontier. Oh, that is fantastic. Oh, okay. Moogie says if you're listening on mobile, the mute unmute button only shows up if you tap the video and it'll be in the lower right corner next to a rotate button. Thank you for being our tech support. I appreciate that. Numberless Dream says I've bought all sorts of nonfiction over the past few years that I haven't read yet, but I've really been wanting to read fiction recently. Yes. And the things that like I load onto my Kindle when one day are not what I want to read the next day. And again, I know this is like very snobby slash first world problem, but at the same time, it's legit. So I also keep hearing things about Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, and there were a few other series that people keep telling me that they're like obsessed with, and I'm a little nervous that I'm not going to like them. Again, and I don't know if it was I'm getting a little older, and a lot of YA books, while I still love them, they don't feel like they're for me anymore. Like the heroes are like 17 years old and they're cooler and more experienced than I am. And I'm like, how? How are you this amazing? I was not this amazing when I was 17. I was confused and ugly when I was 17. Oh, but yeah. I'm even trying to think what I've enjoyed recently, book-wise. I should get on that. I should read something really good, and to do that, I should find something really good, and that kind of is the problem. Oh, yeah. Books change as we change. Yeah, Tania, that's totally legit. Oh, yeah. Tania says the first time I read A Tree Grows in Brooklyn, I was the age of the main character at the end of the book. But the second time I read it, I was the age of the mom at the beginning of the book. Both very different reads. I feel that. Oh my gosh. Tim and I have been since I've been laying on the floor a lot because of my back, Tim and I have been rewatching. I have Parks and Rec on DVD, and it's very weird when I first saw the show versus what I remember of it. And then watching it now, however many years, 20 years later, I remember thinking that like April and Andy were so adorable and spontaneous and fun and lovable and cute. And now watching, I don't if I'm spoiling a 20-year-old show for anybody, I'm very sorry, but like the episode when they get married, I still found it charming, but I was also a little bit like this feels really irresponsible. And I remember being a lot less sympathetic and a lot more like you guys need to consider your like I it's like, "Oh no, I'm turning into an adult. Oh, I'm turning into an adult." So, but maybe we're all turning into adults. JC Henry says, I stopped reading YA years ago. It says a lot about the book to make me forget that I'm reading about a kid. Yes, yes. It has to be really good. Ooh. Oh, interesting. GCat says I'm reading a book called Wintering: The Power of Rest and Retreat in Difficult Times by Catherine May. That sounds very good. That sounds very necessary right now. Um, I don't know. I've made some changes because of like my physical situation right now. Like I can't go on walks really. We haven't been able to go anywhere because I can't sit in chairs because of my herniated disc. And life has been very different here in 2025. And I've never done this before, but I have started taking a day off every week intentionally. It's even hard for me to say that. I know we talked about this a little bit last week about guilt and work ethic and productivity and meaning and all of these things that we wrap up in productivity. But that rest and retreat sounds very appealing. There's also a book called, I think it's simply called Rest. I can't look it up right now because it'll take me 20 minutes. But that is also on my list. Oh, JC Henry says that happened to me with the Joy Luck Club by Amy Tan. Yeah. Things that are so different when you reread them. Boy, I feel like I had that experience recently too. Not just in Parks and Rec, but I remember Tim and I were talking and we were talking about how like, oh my gosh, I identified so much more with the parent character in this. And I don't think it's that I've lost sympathy for the younger characters. Or maybe I have. I don't know. I'm trying to find like a gentle way to say it because these characters are valid and the experiences that we had while reading and identifying with these younger characters were valid. And I'm probably going to have this again when I'm 80 and looking back on like I was so silly in my 40s. I was so youthful and ridiculous. So, you know, it's all about perspective, right? Jimmy says you can only do what you can do. Oh, that is so true. Yes. Oh, thank you. Tania says, good for you. Time off is so important and so hard to do. It is. It it's been a struggle. I have like an app on my phone that I'm using to keep track of my days off, and it has been it's been harder than I thought. I like relapsed and like went into a really bad like self-loathing spiral the last time I took a day off. So, but I've taken my day off this week, which was on Wednesday because I was sick. And so like I checked that off my list and it feels like an accomplishment. Oh, okay. You had to fine tune. Okay, you had to find the unmute button. Good. Oh, I'm glad that you can. I don't know. I want to say I'm glad you can hear me again. Like, I don't know. It's very like self-aggrandizing. Well, I am going to wrap things up. I want to say thank you for being here, each and every one of you. I know a few of you were like, "Oh, I'm sorry I showed up late," but there is no late. There is you're all wizards here, and you are exactly arriving exactly when you need to. So I'm misquoting Gandalf from the Lord of the Rings Fellowship of the Ring movie. So, but we're all just on our own time, and whenever you can be here is fantastic. So I'm just grateful you're here. I do invite you if this was your first time here or if you're a regular. Hi, hello. We there is no late only Zool. I appreciate that, Jimmy. Oh, I was gonna say, I think that's Numberless Dreams. I had to squint because it's in purple because I'm old now. Numberless Dreams says I was late because I was taking a nap. Good for you. Good. I'm a big fan of naps. I've also been incorporating more of those in this year, in this year of 2025. But yeah, we do these every Wednesday and Friday. I say evening in quotes because for some time zones it's evening, for some time zones it's like afternoon, for some time zones it's tomorrow. So if you're able to be here, we meet Wednesdays and Fridays from 7 to 9 p.m. Central. And I would love to see you here. Yes, that's how I steal the tea. Yes, is when the whales are napping. Yes. They don't even know. They don't even know. JC Henry says, have a good night and weekend to everyone. Tania says, thank you for a lovely way to spend the evening. Thank you all for being here. And even more than that, thank you for being you. You make this community the warm and delightful and encouraging and welcoming space that it is. And I am just extremely grateful to you for that. So thank you for being here. Again, we're here Wednesdays and Fridays. If you'd like to come back, you are always welcome. Oh my gosh. Now we're getting into whale nappings, which is different from whales taking naps. I'd feel, well, I want to watch Free Willy, but that's a whole nother thing. All right, friends, I hope you have a beautiful weekend ahead of you. And if you're able to do some creative work for yourself, if you're able to take some time for yourself, I'm over here cheering for you. If you're not, I understand because adulting is hard. Oh my gosh. It's a whale of a good time, BA says. And then I appreciate you all extremely, extremely so much, even when you're doing whale puns here on the Pun Tune, top which we all sail. Although I don't think you sail a pontoon. Regardless, take good care of yourselves, and I will see you at some point, hopefully soon. Bye for now.